Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So I do apologize, I haven't been uploading for really the last almost 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. It's really been a long time. And obviously there has been a lot of things occurring in the world that have rather kept me busy. Yeah, of course, the garden also interacting with that. So, usually there's a slowdown in March, but such a slowdown hasn't occurred in my channel, I think, in a long, long time. So I do apologize about that, but, I'm not forcing myself to make this video. I generally am just finally having time enough to make these videos. And there's been a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure you guys remember just a few days ago, we had that moderate risk of severe weather across the south. There was some tornadoes, unfortunately hit a high school, I think. So, yes, obviously a very, very powerful tornado outbreak we had. And by the looks of it, it looks as if more is coming. And this is why I want to talk about, or what I want to talk about in today's video. We have yet another storm system coming in. And this one will be bringing snow most likely for certain areas. Heavy rain, yet again, bursts of very warm weather. And behind it, a continued cold pattern for a good portion of the northeastern United States. And, sorry about that. I want to focus on that for a little bit. So, look at the radar here real quick, right? Notice that we have a lot of little showers, and this isn't directly correlated with the system we just had. That one is still moving out across Maine and portions of the Northeast. It really dragged on for a good portion of the United States for several days. This is a kind of a clipper system, a very weak one, but it's also arriving with a very strong push of air, northern cold air. And out ahead of it, you can see these convective little showers in the mainly rain, but when you do have a strong one, you could see some grapple, which isn't sleet, isn't hail. It's kind of like a mix. It does occur during these convective little thunderstorms or showers. And notice on the backside of this, we do have snow indicating cooler air. And yes, basically, let me draw a line. In the next, I would say 10 to 15 days, at least through the first week of April, it looks as if this portion of the country will be seeing continued brief cool downs of air that will be pretty significant, and actually could be rather unseasonable and potentially breaking some records. So I do want to talk about that as well. But first, let's just look at the forecast right now. So again, as I mentioned, right, look at that. There we have those very warm temperatures from the southwest. And let me just take a look at that anomaly just to show you this, guys, very clearly. You can see it's the northeastern. At this current time, it's most kind of the half of the United States, but it will really be the coldest across that third, the Great Lakes and portions of the Northeast and into the Mid-Atlantic, especially northern areas. But look, where it's up, where there's a down, there must be an up. Where it's up, it must go down. I always say that, and you can see that across the western United States, right? You have someone that lives there. You're talking with them. You're like, "Wow, this spring's really cold," and they're like, "What? It's very warm." And for them, it would be. And these two air masses are pretty much stubborn, and until a big storm passes along, they get a bit stirred up, and that will be this one next week. And you can see we have that very warm air pushing to Illinois, Indiana, much of Missouri, much of the South. But then right behind it, we have yet another cool blast of air, which again, even after that system passes through, you can see a little bit of warm air sneaks into the Northeast. Yet again, those air masses kind of settle into those areas that have been affected the most so far by those same air masses. So again, the west, south, kind of warmer here, a bit cooler across the central United States and Northeast, and even far out into, this is now April 6th, 7th, 8th. It doesn't look like a very, a good heat wave across the east or kind of a nice little spring pattern. It will be stormy, lots of systems. And again, there's another one. You can see another chunk of warm air getting pumped up into the United States, followed by quite a bit of cooler air. So especially the Midwest and eastern portion of the country, you could see staying rather cooler. And if you live across the west, you have a greater chance of seeing a warmer pattern or a few warmer days, to say the least, across the next few days. So let me show you this big storm. So again, you can see there's our clipper system that I'm talking about. There's that very cold lobe of air, and this will be bringing temperatures pretty nasty temperatures, meaning very cold temperatures. Let me just quickly show you now the Fahrenheit readings of Saturday morning. So this is into tomorrow morning as I'm recording this Friday evening. You're gonna notice very, very cold into Minnesota, especially again areas where that cold air mass is kind of centered across. Even the Northeast, though, getting very, very chilly, and especially into Sunday morning for the Northeast, it gets very chilly. You can see right there, very cold temperatures, and well, into Monday morning as well, but starting to move off from the plains, I guess, if you will. So that's what we have going on. While that is occurring, we have a large dome of warm air, high pressure, and what this does is, well, it introduces a lot of warm air, a lot of moisture, and look, we have a little system that kind of sneaks in underneath the underbelly of this, really just this ridge, if you will. And notice a lot of precipitation potentially for California, Nevada. Unfortunately, not enough to really make that much of a difference in the drought area. But it is a good amount that isn't going to cause any landslides or anything like that, and still could provide some relief. Notice goes through the mountains. We have a very, very warm air getting pumped up into the Midwest again. So Tuesday, especially Wednesday, for many folks will be kind of that one warm day, and then again that will be hindered once it starts raining and the cloud cover, and we go back to a cool pattern. But again, that moisture transport will be very, very, very efficient. High pressure right here, so that's also steering the winds into the southern United States, bringing the more tropical, more dense, kind of buoyant moisture. And as I push this forward, notice according to the GFS model, by late Tuesday we have a strong warm front with some ice on the north side of it. So we have a very, very potent kind of northern side of snow into Winnipeg, for example, seeing probably several centimeters of snow to be at least to be kind of conservative. And notice that it does bring some snow into the Colorado Rockies, Wyoming, and of course some severe weather again into Missouri, Oklahoma. But it does seem this system is going to be a bit stronger and further towards the north than the last one. And notice potentially nasty storms as far as north as Illinois, Wisconsin right there. Very, very heavy snow on the northern side. And you can see this thing again continues with that severe weather across the deep south yet again into Wednesday night, into Thursday morning, and even into the south. And look, that snowy side really starts getting its act together. And overall, again, this thing kind of sticks around for quite a while, bringing showers, storms, and of course, cooler air behind it. So you can see that then we also have some showers and storms. A very active pattern, and you can see it remains cooler for much of the United States, northern, I should say, United States. Look at this, though. The models have been hinting at this for a while as well. Some sort of coastal storm, maybe a late nor'easter into April. That would be very unusual, but I mean, it's possible, maybe. And notice again, and then another system, right? This one, very potentially big as well. It's far out, but the models have been hinting at just kind of several large storm systems. Again, some of them maybe even bringing snow pretty far to the south. So all in all, let's take a look at the total snowfall from just that first one. So let's bring it out into Wednesday, Thursday. Right there, you could see quite a bit of snow to southern Canada, especially into Ontario, though into Minnesota, Wisconsin, UP, also good amounts of snow. Sierra Nevada, into the portions of Colorado Rockies, the Grand Tetons, Wasatch, picking up decent amounts of snowfall. And in terms of total accumulated precip, so rain, everything snow included, you could see pretty good amounts of rain across areas that did already see quite a bit. And just to show you, with that system across the weekend, or not the weekend, this upcoming week, Tuesday into Wednesday, the Storm Prediction Center already has issued a slight risk for, you could see the first days, Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas. So let me see if I could just stop it right there. Yep. Right, there's that first day of a threat, and then there's that second one. You can see, again, pretty large area. I'm assuming that one of these days may, again, be a moderate, potentially, if not even a stronger risk, which would be the high. I don't really want to say that because that really takes extreme circumstances, but because the storm's a bit further towards the north, it may have a bit more kind of warmer air to work with across these areas that with the last storm also were warm, but they just weren't as quite warm, and a warm air contains more moisture, so that may help out quite a bit. But we'll have to wait and see, even if it's just an enhanced, right, or just a moderate. It's a moderate, it's an enhanced, it's still a nasty threat, so we'll have to watch for that. Obviously, let's take a look at a different model again, that same snowstorm. So again, there's our pattern. We have that cool across the northeast and into southern Canada. Notice the west really picking up quite a bit of moisture right there with that system. Again, that's our storm. Again, California, Nevada, decent amounts of moisture, definitely good, beneficial to say the least for those areas. And if you could have several of these systems across the west, that would definitely be nice. But notice we do have that warm front, right? Again, a little bit of ice out ahead of it, so that's definitely something to watch for into late Tuesday. And then you could be already seeing precipitation in Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, into Tuesday, Wednesday, right? And then notice that this thing just keeps going, keeps intensifying. Very warm air, extremely explosive thunderstorms towards the south, even as far north as, say, even Iowa, Illinois. Not, severe up here, but definitely thunderstorms nonetheless. And then also we have a large threat of ice and snow, again, across, say, again, even Minneapolis, right, to Duluth, Green Bay, potentially. You're again, kind of on that line, but this system, according to the European, is a bit slower, and you can see it has a second push right there. Very strong thunderstorms, very prolific rainfall rates under those, and kind of that rain that just lies just north of it. Notice a classic, potentially very strong wind event developing right there. That is a very nasty line, and notice this thing just plows to the north right there again, bringing more area, snow, ice, and right there, that's definitely a blizzard occurring right there. And we have, again, more severe weather across the south, and that thing pushes off the northeast coast, again, bringing even thunderstorms way over there. And then that thing's out of there, but you could see it leaves us with a lot of cool airs, that maybe some snow into Kansas, the panhandle of Oklahoma right there. So again, snow that lies pretty far to the south. And again, as that GFS model showed with that threat for that coastal storm, the European does show something as well. You could see, just not as maybe impressive, but still, you're bringing some snow, and again, another reinforcing shot of cool air across the Midwest. So if you live across kind of this area, don't really expect a early spring, to say the least, or at least the first week and a half of April. Total accumulated precipitation in the next 10 days, according to the European, very heavy, obviously, across where those, thunderstorms could occur, especially across the south. And even, where those repeated amounts of, or kind of batches of rain occur, an additional 2, 3 across Wisconsin, Minnesota, unfortunately avoiding these areas which kind of need it. Though we could see Colorado Rockies picking up decent amounts into Arizona, into the Sierra Nevada. That is definitely good. That is definitely needed. And let's take a look at that total snowfall, especially from that one system. And you can see, especially, again, centering it across Ontario, close to Thunder Bay, right there into just really east or west of Marquette, picking up a lot of snowfall right there, and even into Iowa, right, maybe potentially Minneapolis, picking up several inches of snow, and of course into the Sierra Nevada and Colorado Rockies, picking up quite a bit of snow. Look at that, maybe even something right there with that nor'easter threat, which is far out, but it's definitely there. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to show you. And I do actually just will show you one more model, the Canadian. So this is what it shows in terms of its precipitation outlook. You can see centering a lot across the south with that severe weather and where that storm system tracks. Let me show you the total snowfall according to this model. Again, very significant amounts, actually putting the bullseye of that right really around Minneapolis. So you're definitely something to watch for. And let me just play this out for you according to the Canadian, since I showed you the other models. And look, so there's our little clipper system, kind of blows away, and then we have Monday. This is now Tuesday, starting to see that system across the west coast, warm air pushing in towards the north on Tuesday, and especially Wednesday. We start seeing that snow across, say, Canada, Minnesota, Minneapolis, right there on Wednesday, late Tuesday, early Wednesday. A lot of the ice, potentially that warm front, quite a bit of snow, a large area of it, and look, very potent storm system occurring right there. Kind of more similar in the fashion of the European, if you will, with, again, potentially severe weather risks, a very snowy snowstorm, and of course, several lines of storms, potentially, again, being even nasty into the northeast. And look, snow into right there, the Sierra, right, or sorry, not the Sierra, more of Arizona, New Mexico, the panhandles of Oklahoma, Texas, and again, shows that potential little sneaky coastal system, right? So we'll have to watch for that. All right, that's basically it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll keep you guys updated. I definitely will be uploading more as the system intensifies and gets closer. Okay, thank you guys. See ya.